One weekend back in 2019, I took a trip up a mountain range in the Langdales to summit Pave Arc. There was nothing eventful that happened that day, but a couple days later we seen on the local news that someone had not been so fortunate and had lost their lives from a serious fall from Pave Arc. At the time, I couldn't understand how someone could have fallen, as the only path that I was aware of had no steep drops and was easy going all the way to the top. But that was the day that I learned about an alternate route up Pave Arc, a route that the more adventurous of people choose to challenge themselves with. 6 years later, I decided to go and check it out and see for myself what is the problem at Jack's Rake. Hey, I hope you're all doing well. I know it's been a while, but whilst I make my way up to Stickle Tarn, I want to cover off a few things with you first. I don't know the people related to any incident I discuss in this video, and the only information I have is what's shared in our local news and the incident archives posted on Langdale and Ambleside Mountain Rescue Team's website. These reports go back to 1976 and range from minor accidents to major incidents. The one you might hear me referring to in this video is from August 2019, as that is roughly when I started paying more attention to the Lake District in general. Let me read through a few of these so you can get an idea for what goes on at this scrambling location. So, on Friday, the 1st of July 2022, a man fell from Jack's Rake, sustaining fatal injuries. He was recovered to the valley bottom and his companions were assisted off the hill. This took 12 team members, 8 hours, plus Kendall Mountain Rescue Team helped out. So the pinned location represents where they recovered the patient from, and Jack's Rake, the red dotted line, shows the distance that the individual fell to the point of recovery, kind of puts it into perspective. And then on the 15th of April, in 2021, a group of 3 became cragfast on Jack's Rake when they took a wrong turn from the route. The team was mobilised to assist with them, but they managed to climb down and get back on the correct route and make it out. So the team didn't actually end up assisting, but still 11 team members went out for almost 2 hours. There are many more reports at this location. In fact, looking at the activity since 2019, the call-out frequency seems to be on the up. Something about 2019 that's seen the Lake District boom in popularity and hasn't really gone down since. Well, that is a couple of examples, but I'm almost at the entrance to Jack's Rake now, so let's take a look. Okay guys, we are at the bottom of Jack's Rake. This is the entrance here. It just skirts right along the face of Pave Arc. But just quickly, I'll give you a bit of an orientation as to where we are here. So this is Stickle Tarn beneath us, and Old Dungeon Gill is where the tarn sort of tapers off. And then the water over there in the distance, that's a Windermere. And then over that side will be Coniston Water. And then up and over the top of Pave Arc is the tallest mountain in England, Scafell Pike. But other than that, I hope you're all enjoying the video. Yeah, let's get to it. So let's start with the basics. Jack's Rake is classified as a grade 1 scramble, which means it is where you would come if you're a beginner looking to get into scrambling. The important thing to note here is that grade 1 doesn't come without its challenges. It is scrambling after all, and it has very exposed sections throughout, but you can expect to see all types of hikers giving this a go. I've also seen dogs come up here, with and without a lead. I did notice one lady get really nervous around a dog that wasn't on a leash. It's not ideal to say the least. It's kinda why you have to take this thing slow when tackling routes like this. Plenty of handholds, but just making sure with each one that I grab onto, just giving a little pull before I climb up. Put my weight into it. So what I understand is this gully that I'm making my way through essentially becomes a type of waterfall or stream in heavy downpours. The rock itself is quite smooth, which definitely poses a potential problem for those caught in bad weather. Oh, loose rock there. Doesn't feel great.
So we're just heading into this gully now, and just to the left, you know, it honestly looks a bit easier to the left. But of course, if you do go on there, you are fully exposed. Whereas in here, you know, you're just locked away in this little ravine. Oh, I'll have a go at that side because there isn't much to hold on to here. I'll find a foothold. Up. Another. That must be a flattering angle, thanks camera. I'm gonna answer the obvious thing here. Yes, I am putting my camera further up and then coming back down and climbing back up again. But I'm confident in my own ability to do this. I've done some pretty gnarly ridges, much higher up and much more exposed than this. One comes to mind in Wales. I just want to give you guys the best kind of sense of how it looks and how it feels to climb Jack's Rake if you've been thinking about doing it before you come and do it, because the more information you've got prior to coming, the better off you're going to be, safer you're going to be. That's exactly what I done. Looked on YouTube before I came. I watched like 3 videos, but there was only one that was sort of any good. So you can kind of see here I've got 2 options. I've got the right hand side inside the gully, or the left on the outside of the gully. Now, I'll be honest, the left looks much easier. So I'm going to go with the left. I'll climb through here. There's just so much more to grab. Oh man. I feel like I just want to bear hug this. Sorry if the microphone's getting knocked. Oh. Oh, the knees. Oh, I could have done that a bit more gracefully. My thoughts at the tree, I think. Thoughts so far. Here we are, the lonely tree. Not so lonely no more. No, I'm here. I can certainly understand from a perspective of the feeling like you've came too far. Possibly won't be turning around at this point. You know, when the sensation of going up is so much easier than going down, like facing forward and stuff and not being so confident, lowering yourself down onto stuff. I'd imagine there's a bit of that at this point. So yeah, I'm kind of getting into the headspace right now, sitting on here, you know, especially if the weather's maybe turned on you, or you're not from around the lake, so you've maybe got like 5 hours travelling here, so there's a little bit of pressure to come and do what you set out to do.
The accident that I remember was back in August of 2019, when a woman was seen falling about 150 foot off the face of this path. It happened on a Sunday at around 11 AM, to which the Langdale and Ambleside Mountain Rescue attended. They reported that she had died at the scene. I noticed a few commenters arguing between each other over the reason why deaths are somewhat common here. They put it down to the route being given a grade 1 scramble, which could give people a false sense of security. But someone replied saying that no matter what the grade, it is still a scramble and all precautions must be taken. After the Rowan tree, which marks about 75 foot into the ascent, the path does become much more exposed with sheer drops to your left. There are some challenging boulders that you have to work pretty hard to pull yourself up, and even some tall rock faces that have your back fully exposed to the drop behind you whilst you find good handholds. It's these sections that can cause people to take one of the thin, grassy paths that have little to no room for error. Alfred Wainwright described the route as just about the limit that the ordinary common or garden fell walker reasonably may be expected to attempt.
One moment, one lapse in judgment, and it's all over. We proceed forward with caution, I guess, and use other people's experiences so that you don't repeat them. Anyway, let's get to the top of Pave Arc and have a look.
So whilst I finished the ascent, I thought I'd put a song in the background that is actually by a fellow hiker I met whilst filming this video. You can see her waving to the drone in this short clip. Francesca's seen me flying my drone and stopped for a chat and told me it's her first year uploading music, so I thought why not drop one of her tracks in at the end of this video for us to enjoy. It always surprises me who you can meet in the fells. But I hope you all enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.